So I recently returned to Red Dead Redemption Online, and I had no idea for the adventure that I was about to be in. I didn't know how people treat each other in this game, to be honest. I was expecting a lot of trolling and maybe some shenanigans, but I had no idea that I would meet some really awesome hackers whose only purpose seemed to be helping out new players. I couldn't believe the journey that I was about to go on. It would have adventure, we would do bounties, do all different missions, and just have a blast together. I couldn't believe that the community in this game in 2025 was so solid, and I really enjoy the game a lot. It's probably my favorite game that I'm playing right now. I became fascinated with figuring out exactly how people can manipulate the game, and I had no idea that this would take me on a whole journey of treasure, adventure, and just meeting some really cool new people that I think make the game a lot better. So sit back, relax, and enjoy as we explore the benevolent hackers of Red Dead Online. So the story begins simply enough. I was out hunting, and I noticed that a lot of the animals would have these kind of red jets coming out of them whenever a hacker was nearby. It would either be an animal or a person, or something would be shooting flames out of them. And then I noticed these two guys in the background, so I assumed that one of these guys was a hacker, and I was going to try and talk to him, but it seemed like they didn't want really much to do with me, so I just kind of stood there, waved, and nothing too much happened here. But this was one of my first experiences getting near somebody, most likely using the mod menu. So anyway, I just go ahead and skin this guy. This is really immersive content here, and we'll jump into where I actually have my first encounter with somebody. So here I'm riding, I'm doing a supply mission, and this is where I actually have my first face-to-face encounter with somebody just cheating in the game. And I thought that this would just be somebody trolling me, but watch what happens here. So I'm dead focused on this pronghorn. It's one of the daily challenges. So I ride here and I crash right into this guy, like literally run straight first into this guy. Now I'm going to show you something in slow motion here. Now just watch what happens on the mini map here. So crash into this guy. So I'm riding along, see the pronghorns here, and I'm just dead set on that. Now watch the mini map. There's nobody there, right? And so I'm just going, and then crash right into this guy. He just appears there, right? So at this point, I know right away that he just appeared there. He probably has like TP, right? And TP right on top of me. So I just wave to him. I'm not going to try and fight or like be mean because it's like, what can you do, right? It's somebody who's cheating. So it's like, I'm obviously going to be very nice. So I just take the saddlebag and he spawns this bear right in front of me. So like, okay, you know, whatever. But I really actually want to finish the supply mission first. So I'm like, all right, I want to run this back to camp really quick and then I'll come talk to you. So, or try to interact with him. So I do that real quick and I run back to camp, dump off the supplies, and then I'm going to scoot on back to talk to him and see what he wants to do. So dump the stuff off and then ride on back. But yeah, so I don't really talk with the mic in this game, so I was just like checking him out, see what he wanted to do. But I hung out with him for about 5 minutes here. I cut it short, but then I decided to bring him over kind of like a coyote, right? Like a perfect kill, and see if maybe he would give me something. Because I had experience at one point where people would give you something like a chest or something if you just, you know, hang out with them for a little bit. If you're nice, they'll spawn you a chest. So I bring the coyote back to him and dropped it in front of him, and then let's see what happens. So go ahead and give it to him. And then he does wind up spawning in another legendary animal. So I'm like, all right, this guy's, you know, pretty cool, right? Like that's nice, you know. So I go ahead and get off here and I skin this thing, and basically I'll go and turn it into crypts. So basically he does that. So I'm like, all right, great, you know. And I'm just kind of still feeling him out, seeing what he wants to do, and you know. So I go up to the bear here and I skin it, and it's funny, he spawned a couple other animals, I think, but I just wound up taking this and turning it into crypts to get the supplies up. So go ahead and do this, run back to crypts, sell the stuff, and then I'm going to go ahead and meet back up with them. So this is only the first encounter, and but when I go back to him, something else a lot more interesting happens. So go back to him, and he's still here just hanging out. And I decided at this point that, well, I'm doing collector, so I might as well just go get this collectible up here and, you know, show him where it is. And now I see that he has a lantern on his horse, so I know his collector is at least level 10. So I'm like, all right, you know, come over here, you know, try to get his attention and see if he'll come over to the collectible that's over here. So I get off, I go ahead and I get the collectible, and he follows me over. I'm like, oh, okay, like what's going on, right? And then this is where it gets interesting, because he does wind up spawning in a chest, and then that was super great. So I was super excited. So I was like, oh, all right, a chest, And then if you look at this chest here, right? So they'll just spawn in these chests, and then you can just get like money and gold and items out of it, right? So he goes ahead and opens it up, and if you look at the dollar amount that I start with, like let me see when it comes up here, but I think I have about $600 on me to start. Yeah, so I had about 400 to start, and I just loot this like any sane person would. I loot the entire thing, and it's just loaded with stuff. So I just keep going, and so I started at like about $400. I think about 15 gold there, or 20, and I end with like 50 gold and about a little over, where are we at here, 3 grand. So about 53 gold and 3,600 in cash. So that was just crazy. So I was super grateful, but just as soon as he appeared, he was gone. I couldn't find him after that. So this next encounter starts out at the Moonshine Shack. So I met these guys, and I was playing with them for about an hour, and then we decided to meet up at the Moonshine Shack. I served some moonshine. I figured I'm god-awful at serving. And then we had a quick toast, and then we set off on a bounty hunt. So we did a quick cheers, and we set off on another adventure. So this bounty hunt was probably one of my favorite activities that we did. There was a solid 5 of us doing this bounty, and it was really fun. So the entire point was to go to Thieves Landing, hide there, wait for the bounty to come, and then finish the bounty. So we took off as one big gang, and this was a really fun time, because it's just like 5 people, all coordinating to finish the bounty. I think back to when like I was a kid, like I couldn't even imagine that like a game like this would even exist, and this part was a blast. So we rolled over there, and we were a big confident team, and just shooting in the air, having a good time, and heading over to where the bounty is. And this is just probably one of the most fun parts of playing with these guys, was they just wanted to kind of do missions, hang out. They didn't really cheat at all, honestly, for the first like few hours I was playing with them. And so I got to get some experience doing this. So we started riding over there, and we were going to take up position where the bounty was. I was excited to try out the Evans repeater. I just picked it up after that last chest. So we all run over here, and this is funny because we all go and hide. And then we all wind up pulling out our bows. So we're all waiting for this bounty to come over here. And so we're all pulling out bows. We're all like kind of goofing around, and it just felt funny to have like 5 people just really like locked in and ready to take on the bounty. So the bounty starts. He comes walking in, not expecting anything, and I hadn't done this mission before, so I was like, oh, this is a good time, So they come riding in, and then as one swift team, we secure the bounty pretty well here. But I'll let you watch what happens here. So the mission starts. We're getting ready to take him on. I'm being patient because I was actually kind of nervous. I was like, well, I haven't really worked in a team like this in a while. And he starts kind of coming over. I'm like, all right, he's coming. And then he gets close. And then honestly, I think we did really well here. It's like the bounty starts coming in. And it gets a little bit messy at first. But you'll see that here in a second. So... So he comes riding, and there's 5 of us. It looks like he's going right for the lasso up front there. And he lassos the first guy. And then, we just started, I wanted to be really careful not to shoot the bounty. And I just pulled up and started shooting these guys, doing the activity. And I'm actually getting lit up here. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta actually like take some cover. So, take some cover. I think I pop a med here. A tonic. Yeah, I'm almost dead here. I popped that tonic. And then we just hung out and got the one bounty there. And we wrapped it up. But this was just a lot of fun. So we got the bounty. And here comes the horse. So get on there. And now I think we're just kind of like regrouping. They got the second one down over here, so it's perfect. And then I got the lasso out just in case. And so pretty much we're gonna finish up this mission, and I'm gonna pick up the rear here, and meet up with them. So everybody kind of regroups. Mission accomplished. Yeah, and so we're riding out, but they have the bounty, so I'm thinking, okay, well, I'll probably bring up the back of the group, and just in case like we're getting chased. So go ahead and do that. I'm taking up the rear here, and I do see the signal behind us, so I'm kind of going slow, and I want them to kind of like ride past me, and then I'll clean up in the back, right? So wait for those guys to go by, and I was pretty stoked with how well I did here. So pretty much held the line. I don't have any trouble. I don't think most of the people I was playing with were actually cheating. I don't even think anybody was at this point. I think another person joined later who was. So basically, getting a gunfight here, taking them out. Well, dead eye. And yeah, cleaned up. And yeah, that was about it. Pretty much after this, just rode back, caught up with everybody, turned it in, and yeah, we counted it as a mission accomplished. It was my first time kind of interacting with this group, but it was about to get a lot wilder. So yeah, we turned in the bounty, and we moved on. So we turned in this bounty, and we got ready for the next assignment. And so we did a little bit of a celebration dance. We took a minute to just chill out and celebrate a mission accomplished. So we did like a little coordinated dance there. That was funny. And then this next part I wanted to show you guys, because it kind of just demonstrates some of the cheats that are available, right? So he kept doing this funny like he's being strangled or whatever, right? And then but it's obviously he's just messing around with the cheat menu, and also he just does this random spin. I thought that this was hilarious. So yeah, that's another demonstration of the capabilities of what some of these cheats can do. And honestly, I was just having a blast, like just goofing around with these guys. I hadn't said a word to them yet, but they were just really nice, and so we're just hanging out. That's another thing they do, like this dragging thing a lot, which is goofy. And yeah, but then we do go on to do another bounty, and then this is where things get really interesting, because it shows some more capabilities of the cheat menu coming up. So we're just kind of goofing around. So we start this bounty, and then this is really interesting, and I even slowed down a part in here because I want to show you what happens. So we go off, we're taking off after this bounty, and things are going well. Like we just group up here, and we're getting ready to take them on. And it's really dark, so I can't really see what's happening too well right here. So take out some of the guys, right? And then this part right here is really crazy. So if you didn't see that, the leader accidentally runs over the bounty here. I thought I shot him, right? But he accidentally runs him over on the horse, and the bounty's killed there, right? A bounty target has been killed. So I'm like, oh man, whatever, right? But it doesn't matter. We don't take him back dead, right? And then, so I clean it up here, and so there's a dead bounty on the ground, right? And this is really crazy, because he's for sure dead, bounty killed. And then you can watch, he gets dragged over to the bridge, and then is brought back and gets up, right? So they can bring the bounties back to life, and then you can turn them in for the full reward. So I didn't expect that, but that must be another capability, like with the cheat menu. So that was really funny. So they can bring back bounties, but it makes sense, because you can just spawn in stuff for yourself anyway. So it makes sense that you could bring back a bounty too. And then we rode back into town, victorious, and turned it in. Got him alive. Yep, definitely not a zombie. Yep. So this full bounty experience was a complete blast, and I was just so grateful to meet these people and to meet cool people in the game. And if anything, I wanted to encourage people to give it a try, because not everyone who plays these games is bad. Not everybody who plays trolls. I've seen a lot of videos with trolls out, but look at this. We finish that mission. We go back to camp, and they spawn in 2 chests for us, right? And everybody with a brain is looting these, right? So we just loot tons of stuff out of these chests. And I just made this video mostly to point out that there actually is a really good community within Red Dead Online. I had so rarely been killed. I only got killed once or twice by people, and I played for about 100 hours with only 2 instances of people trolling me. So I want to encourage people to give it a chance. And yeah, honestly, it was one of the most fun times I've had with a game in a long time. I was really grateful to meet these guys, and I made this video to prove that there's a lot of the culture is actually very good in this game. Another point I wanted to bring up too is that the game is very grindy. So actually people in the game like this actually make it a lot more fun, because I feel like most of the game is a very just slow grind. We're just slowly grinding money, slowly saving up, doing the different activities, which, I mean, now there's 3 times money, so I guess that's not quite as relevant, but people like this tend to keep a game alive, right? I feel like there's two opposites happening a lot, where there's people trolling, and those people, they're just killing the game, because a lot of people who do that, nobody else will pick it up after that, and a lot of them think that they're kind of like untouchable, but things do catch up with people. So I just wanted to kind of make this video, show that there's a lot of great people who play this game. And yeah, we just finished up here. So that'll wrap it up for the video. And I just want to thank you guys so much for watching and for sticking through to the very end if you did. This was a lot of fun to make. It took a lot of time. And yeah, it was a great time. Give this game a try in 2025. It's a lot of fun. And that's it for the video. So feel free to like and subscribe. And I'll see you next time.